to all of the side hustles. Remember, there was sort of a special, Meghan-infused wine, which just means, I don't know, it's morally better than all of us, and the jams and all the rest of it. Have you been ordering it across the pond, making sure that every now and then you get your little...
It happened on live television. And Meghan Markle, she couldn't stop it. On The Tonight Show, right there in front of a roaring studio audience and millions glued to their screens at home, Jimmy Fallon cracked a joke so sharp, so humiliating, that it instantly went viral. And now, it's being called the single clip that defines Meghan's week, maybe even her entire Netflix comeback attempt. At first, Fallon was doing what he always does, bantering, teasing, poking fun at celebrities with that cheeky grin of his. It felt lighthearted, harmless even, but then, out of nowhere, he delivered the line, the one that made Hollywood gasp, the one that had Meghan's carefully built image shattering under those hot studio lights.
Oh, not at all. But I've heard about the second load of wine, that it hadn't had time to settle and it would be absolutely very raw. So that was out. I didn't feel actually that I desperately had to have...
And there it was, slipping right past Meghan's tightly controlled PR machine. Fallon smirked as he quipped, "She was never meant to marry royalty. Some people are princess material, others are yacht party material." The audience erupted, they roared, they howled. Fallon grinned wider, and Meghan, her entire brand, polished with years of Netflix deals, staged interviews, and PR campaigns, cracked wide open, right there in front of millions. Because this wasn't just another late-night gag. This was Fallon saying out loud what critics have whispered for years, that Meghan's fairy tale was never meant to last.
If you've got children, you just get them out of the house to get to school very quickly. You don't start giving them, one of every fruit you can do it. It was a sort of dreamland thing. And no, I'm not a...
Fallon's joke hit like a dagger. He didn't just call her out. He resurrected one of Meghan's oldest, most damaging rumors, the so-called Yacht Girl allegations. For years, whispers circulated that before Harry, Meghan ran in Hollywood's glitzy circles, attending high-end yacht parties that weren't exactly about sipping champagne and sunsets. Though never proven, those whispers have followed her everywhere, surfacing every time she tries to project grace, elegance, or authority. And Fallon? He just poured gasoline on that fire, on live TV.
Honey, but I don't get jam, and I wouldn't go anywhere near her, honey, because she did pretend that she was taking it out without actually wearing gloves or a face, because she wanted to be seen. So that would have been not very nice, actually. So
overnight, Yacht Girl Meghan was trending again. Years of PR strategy, polished interviews, and Netflix storytelling were undone in a matter of seconds. This wasn't some shady tabloid headline or a nasty blog post. It was The Tonight Show, broadcast to millions, clipped for social media, shared across continents, and looped endlessly online. And what really made it sting? The reaction. The audience didn't groan. They didn't gasp. They didn't feel sorry for her. No, they roared with laughter. To them, the joke didn't feel mean. It felt believable. Too believable.
And there's nothing very much that Meghan's organised or cooked that is actually in any way difficult. Now you can do those things, after 5 minutes, telling yourself what it is. I mean, it's just very feeble, I think.
And for Meghan, who has fought tooth and nail to control her narrative, to shape her image into one of elegance and power, this was catastrophic. This wasn't Britain mocking her. This wasn't the tabloids tearing her apart. This was mainstream America. Sources close to Meghan say she completely lost it backstage. She was furious, livid, throwing tantrums. The words used were meltdown mode. She allegedly told her team Fallon had crossed a line, that this wasn't comedy. It was a direct attack on her credibility, her marriage, and her fragile Hollywood rebrand through Netflix. But here's the kicker. Meghan couldn't win.
That's why I was crying. I was like, the NBA All-Star Game is really good this year. Steph Curry sank a Mountain Dew ball. Yet we learned quite a bit from the interview, like what we've been missing all year wasn't a normal life, it was Oprah. Yeah, it was a big...
The humiliation wasn't just in Fallon's words. It was in the trap they left her in. If Meghan lashed out publicly, she'd look petty. If she stayed silent, she'd look weak. Fallon had cornered her with one line. And the worst part? His words echoed exactly what her critics, and the royal family's most loyal defenders, have been saying for years. That Meghan never truly belonged in the royal fold, that she treated her marriage like a stepping stone into Hollywood fame instead of lifelong duty to the crown. Fallon didn't invent that stigma. He validated it. He took it, wrapped it up in a punchline, and handed it to millions who laughed in agreement. And that's what cut Meghan the deepest.
Last night, 17 million people watched the special, which means the biggest shows on TV this weekend were all about powerful women and redheads. 17 million.
The audience's laughter confirmed it. Meghan's outsider princess act had worn thin. Within minutes, Fallon's clip was clipped, captioned, and spread across TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Memes exploded. Split screens popped up showing Meghan in old paparazzi yacht photos right next to Fallon's smirk. Hashtags like Yacht Girl Meghan and PR Party Girl trended worldwide. People weren't just mocking Meghan's brand. They were mocking her Netflix series itself. Some called it a PR yacht lifeboat, a desperate attempt to cling to relevance while drifting further away from real respect. What Meghan thought would be a quiet PR week promoting With Love, Meghan Season 2. It became a full-blown global comedy roast, all from one joke.
Yeah, over 17 million viewers tuned in. CBS celebrated until they heard that more than 600 million watched a TikTok about feta cheese. If you thought this interview was big, tune in next Sunday when Prince Charles is on Dr. Phil, like, catch me outside.
And Fallon's one-liner opened the floodgates. Within days, rival late-night hosts joined in. One dubbed her the Duchess of Desperation. Another sneered, I guess with love, Meghan means love letters, to herself. Late-night comedians smelled blood, and Meghan had handed them exactly what they wanted, a universally recognizable target. For years, mocking Meghan felt off limits, too cruel, too politically charged. Fallon broke that barrier. And once he did, everyone else piled on. But what hurt Meghan even more wasn't the punchlines. It was the silence.
Such a big rating success, she's already got another primetime special in the works. Check out this promo I saw last.
Oprah is back with another primetime interview with another powerhouse couple.
You don't know what I'm going to ask.
And it's her most intense
What was that conversation?
interview
Wait, hold up.
yet.
So, you ready?
Where were her Hollywood friends? Where were the Instagram posts defending her, the feminist allies tweeting in outrage, the A-listers rallying to her side? They never came. Not one. Actresses, influencers, talk show hosts, people who once screamed Meghan's praises were suddenly nowhere to be found. No one defended her. No one stood up for her Netflix project. And in Hollywood, silence is louder than words. It means one brutal truth. You're no longer worth defending.
Oprah with Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head.
Unbelievable. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Another big moment during the interview is when Harry was asked about his dad, and he casually mentioned this.
When we were in Canada, I had 3 conversations with my grandmother and 2 conversations with my father.
PR experts quickly weighed in, and their verdict was brutal. Jokes like Fallon's don't just sting in the moment, they stick. They turn into shorthand for how the public sees you. And let's be honest, Fallon's yacht remark? It's short, sharp, repeatable. Way more memorable than Meghan's hours-long Netflix content. As one industry analyst put it, Fallon branded Meghan with a single word, yacht, and the internet will never let her wash it off. And here's where the real irony kicks in. Meghan can't run from this. Fallon's joke indirectly handed a gift to the royal family. For years, palace insiders have whispered that Meghan wasn't cut out for duty, that she wasn't chasing service, but chasing status. Fallon's punchline, not meant to marry royalty, fit that narrative perfectly. The roaring laughter of the crowd only hammered it in deeper.
Worse, he'd respond to text with, new mobile, whom is this? New mobile, of whom is this? We actually got our hands on the last phone call between Harry and Prince Charles.
And here's Meghan's nightmare scenario. This message didn't come from some royal commentator on a dusty British talk show. It came from Jimmy Fallon, one of America's most beloved comedians. That means the royal family doesn't even need to lift a finger anymore. Hollywood is doing the dirty work for them. When you line it all up, the viral clip, the memes, the avalanche of late-night mockery, the deafening silence of Hollywood friends, and the fact that Fallon's punchline echoed palace talking points, you see the devastating truth. Meghan Markle isn't just battling a PR hiccup, she's staring down a full-blown credibility crisis. Her Netflix shows? Branded boring. Her speeches? Doubted. And now, her entire reputation reduced to a single word. Yacht.
Who? William? The corgis. What? She says she'll make a corgi the next king instead of me. That's not even allowed. Everyone will call it King Corgi. Dad.
And here's the most frightening part. Once you become comedy fodder, you don't get to control your story anymore. The story controls you. And that's Meghan's real nightmare. Not that Fallon told a joke, but that his one line could outlive with love Meghan entirely. Think about it. 10 years from now, will anyone remember her Netflix series, her podcast, her carefully staged interviews? Probably not. But people will remember the laughter. The night Jimmy Fallon said Meghan Markle was yacht party material. And just when Meghan thought it couldn't get any worse, oh, it did.
Come on, I shan't risk it. Good day to you.
That can't be a real phone call, right? Where are we getting? No, it can't be.
No way.
Another big revelation was that Meghan said that she and Harry actually got married 3 days before the royal.
Fallon's joke may have humiliated Meghan on live TV, but the real destruction came from the audience. Reviews for With Love, Meghan Season 2 were brutal. Critics called it self-indulgent, overproduced, soulless. Even her own fans admitted they couldn't finish it. Netflix forums mocked it as nothing more than a PR campaign in slow motion. On Twitter, Fallon's yacht punchline trended with captions like, "More entertaining than the entire season." And on TikTok, users edited Meghan's cooking clips with laugh tracks, turning her show into a comedy reel. The truth is undeniable. The audience isn't just disinterested, they're laughing at her. Fallon didn't create that. He just gave the world permission to laugh louder. Meghan's big Hollywood comeback? It collapsed into a global roast. Fallon's joke wasn't just late-night banter. It was a turning point. He stripped away the branding and left one unforgettable label, yacht party material. And once the laughter starts, it doesn't stop. It does.